do I think that my children will only think they're worthy or feel loved if they engage in appropriate behaviors? And here's my answer. I first want to share that I got into the field of behavior analysis because I wanted to reduce the suffering of other individuals. At the time, particularly with children with disabilities, but since I've grown and since I've learned and been in the field for a while now, I've seen that this is applicable for everybody. For my children, for neurotypical children, for my colleagues, for my friends, for everybody. And additionally, behavior analysis improves the well-being of others. I think the idea of a child thinking I'm only lovable if I engage in behaviors that others want me to is not something that children typically think. I think if children know they're loved, and that's something I spend a great deal of time on proactively.
Hug you? Okay, can I have a hug? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Bubba. Oof, so good.
I think that if we show our children that we love them and of course tell them that we love them, then they're not going to feel unloved during those moments when they are engaging in challenging behavior. Because also if you're utilizing the principles of behavior effectively, those moments are only going to be a small part of your interactions with your child. Most of your interactions are going to be positive, with a few of them being neutral, making it unlikely that they're going to believe that. I also think when children engage in negative behavior, or children with specific conditions such as ODD or ADHD, let's say those children do engage in undesirable behaviors and people don't know how to teach them and people don't know how to respond to them, and those children's behaviors do get worse. I think that could lead to people becoming frustrated with that child and distancing themselves from that child, which in turn could have a negative impact on that child's self-worth. Also, in those moments that my children are engaging in challenging behavior, I'm not ignoring them. I'm simply not providing them with reinforcement for their challenging behavior. I still might need to be interacting with them. And something that I talk about quite frequently on my page is that we don't respond to all problem behavior the same. So just because, let's say, my child hits, or let's say my child drops to the floor, or my child has a meltdown, doesn't mean in all of those instances I'm going to be responding to her the same. It depends on why she does that, which will indicate the response that I need to provide for my child in that moment so as to not reinforce that inappropriate behavior. My response to all of those inappropriate behaviors is always going to look different. It's never going to be the same. It's always going to look different depending on why is my child engaging in that inappropriate behavior. That's going to determine how I respond to them. Last but not least, I just want to share that throughout all of the appropriate behaviors my children engage in, throughout all of the undesirable behaviors my children engage in, I always will love them no matter what. And the responses that I provide to those behaviors are always going to be in their best interest. I do sometimes think that parents sometimes respond to their children's inappropriate behavior because it makes them feel better in the moment. It makes the parent feel better, when that might not be what the best thing for the child is, and that might be prolonging their suffering or making it worse. But every parent has their own parenting style, and every parent's going to do what works best for them. I choose to respond to my children utilizing the principles of behavior, and I think that it's had an incredible impact on their life. I hope that answers your question.